Hey, we're just going to go right into questions for Coach Dietrich.
Coach, it seemed like last year at this time we were talking about, all the new faces. You were trying to learn new arms. How much more comfortable are you going into year two and kind of have a better grasp on what some of the guys can do differently, et cetera?
Comfortable, yeah. I've gotten more comfortable, obviously, getting to know the guys and building relationships with them. We have three freshman pitchers, so in a sense, it's a lot of returners. So to have that, continuously building relationships with those guys has been great. So, again, it's been exciting for me to keep on getting to know the guys and see what they're working at and getting better at and keep rolling with them. So I've enjoyed it.
It's going back a ways maybe, but how did you follow it? What were maybe the talks like leading up to the MLB draft, obviously with Gavin Williams and that type of thing? And I'm sure that's a positive in your role that he's back with the team. And how has he kind of transitioned out of that mode at all and going in, returning to college for him?
Well, I think every junior, when they or anyone that's draft eligible, obviously, their mind, they're excited and kind of see what lies ahead. And so with that, obviously only being 5 rounds and Gavin not getting picked, that's something that's obviously we've benefited from. And I think it's helped maybe put a little chip on his shoulder to come back, hungry and wanting to show that what he's capable of, because we all know that he's got, a huge potential and upside. So I think that's kind of helped him and drive him to continuously, get better and grow. And that's what I've seen. Obviously he had a great fall and he's a guy that's we're going to count on to help us and the staff get better. But yeah, I think that any guy that's in that situation to get drafted, they've, like I said, they're excited, but yet, sometimes only so many guys are, happy when they get the first couple rounds, but what have you. So getting your name heard is a good thing, but like I said, I think that's helped him kind of come back with a little different mindset and knowing that, hey, he's excited to, keep on tapping his potential and keep growing as a pitcher. So good things have gone for him in fall, and seriously, we're excited to see what he can do for spring.
Coach, last year we didn't get to see a lot of the newcomers into the pitching staff. So how have guys like AJ Wilson, Bradley Wilson, how have they progressed despite not really seeing a lot of game action?
I think a lot of guys have. The fall was great. It was awesome. It was awesome just to be out there and just compete and have an opportunity to see what guys can do. But AJ Wilson had a great fall. He was really good. He's done a lot of work. He's worked hard at, commanding the ball. He's got a really good slider, but yet he's competed hard. And a lot of guys that didn't get an opportunity last year, I think that, again, that's what's helped them come back with a little little hunger to prove that, hey, I want to show you I want innings. Obviously spring's a different animal, so to speak, but, fall, a lot of guys have come back. Carson Wisnahan, CJ Mayhew, obviously he was going in the right direction in spring, but everyone's come back, in my mind, kind of hungry. When you're pretty deep on the mound, and we're blessed to have, a lot of talent, a lot of guys are wanting to show you that, hey, I'm capable. And that's the great, I guess, dilemma or problem that we have as a coaching staff is we want to, when you have that many options, so to speak, that's what's been fun. Carter Spivey had a great fall. Again, fall is great to evaluate and check guys out and see what they're doing, the progression that some have made. And but as you know, spring, we want them to keep the same mindset and keep attacking and keep going after it, not because the lights are on and you're playing an opponent that things have to change. So we want them to continuously be hungry. And like I said, it's just to name a few guys that I've said, but there's a lot of guys that have done a good job, continuously shown their improvement, especially when we're facing a lot of good hitters in our lineup.
That seems to be a theme that probably with y'all and a lot of teams, just roster and depth and talent, just the way that guys returning and the draft, kind of the way rosters have been kind of formalized. Does that mean, are you expecting a lot of top end pitching when you look at league series and that, weekend games? I mean, that's going to be a huge part of games across the country in college baseball, you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. A lot of people are going to have more depth. A lot of guys, with a shortened draft, a lot of incoming student athletes and then returning guys. I think everyone's roster is going to be a lot more deeper, and that's the fun part. That's where we're excited to accept that challenge and keep telling our guys, just because we feel confident in our baseball team that every team out there is going to be talented and they're going to be ready to go. So that's the fun part, and I think that's what we continuously work at in practice and what have you, is just keep getting after it and telling our guys that, hey, we got to play the game of baseball. It's not about just out, facing other rosters that are talented. It's just we got to play the game. And that's our job as coaches, is to keep helping them refine their skill set and keep them doing what they need to do to face the good teams that are going to be out there. That's the fun part. Like I said, it's going to be fun. Looking forward to it as a coach.
This group that you've got right now, how's it kind of compared to staffs that you've had over the course of time? What's your general feeling about this group?
I like the guys. Coach Palumbo and Coach Godwin have done a great job of assembling and recruiting a lot of good, talented players. Good guys is deep. I like the blend. We have some experience, returning guys with some experience, some starters. So then you mix that in with some younger guys that are kind of itching to, make a name for themselves, so to speak. It's good. It's deep. But like anything, I think experience is a huge piece of the puzzle. And then again, it's the new guys that maybe don't have as much experience, but they're showing us at least that they're ready to take the ball. And that's when we're going to say, hey man, give yourself an opportunity, which you're creating this opportunity for yourself. But again, there's a lot of guys that I like, older guys and younger guys. So I think the blend in itself is allowing us to continuously put our best effort to figure out, obviously who's going to start, who's going to be the middle relievers, who's going to be setup guys, so to speak, and who's going to finish the ball games for us. So to have those luxuries, it's a good thing to have. Now we just got to go out there and, go see who does what. And we have a good idea, but again, some guys are going to step up and some guys may struggle, but at the end of the day, we like the experience we have and we like the blend of new guys that are stepping up and showing that they're capable of, taking certain roles for us.
Speaking of that blend, you guys have, it seems like 3 pretty good lefties with good stuff, even outside of Cooch Manor with Whisenhunt, Mayhew, and Wilson. What does that do as far as, options as games go along, matchups, that sort of thing to help you out?
That's the great thing, as you know, and when you have all kinds of different varieties coming out of the pen or starting or what have you, but we have the luxury of that, and that's what you want to kind of counteract that, the lineups that you're facing, and to have those just 3 lefties that are very good. That's going to help us, I think, down the road in regards to matchups. And for them continuously, do what they can do, because the potential's there. It's just a matter of them being consistent and going out there competing at a high level. But to have them and other guys in the pen, it's just like I said, we're gonna, like I said, you can look down the roster and be like, okay, this guy for this guy and what have you. And that's the good thing. Knowing we have the options we like. Now we just gotta, give them the opportunity to go for it, and who can handle the scenarios and situations as the guys are gonna get called upon at a high level. And we just gotta, get them out there and compete and have some fun and go for it, and we'll see what they can go from there.
When you look at Cam Colmore, he's a guy, him and Matt Bridges, obviously 6-year seniors, been around, but with Cam specifically, I mean, he went to South Central High School in Winterville. He's a local kid. I mean, what value does he bring as a guy who's been in Greenville and been around ECU baseball for years and years and years? What kind of value can that have, you think, in a season like this?
He's one of our, leaders on the pitching staff. He's been huge. He's just to hear the stories from him when he first got on campus to where he's at now. Obviously, maturity and the growing up that he's done as an individual has been huge. And for him to share his experiences with our younger guys, it's something that's, he has so much pride in this program, being a local guy, that it's infectious, and he keeps on just helping guys get better and being a mentor and being a good leader. So with him, we feel it's a luxury, so to speak. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife. He can do many things for us. So he's a guy that we hold at a high standard, and someone that we're going to count on to play a big role in the pitching staff. Not just, you talk about many things, from just being a leader, talking to guys, helping them practice, to, like I said, is he going to set up? Is he going to start? Is he going to close? Like I said, he can do numerous things. We have a lot of faith in him. The experience that he has under his belt, and kind of just being an older guy, that's going to help, I think, tremendously for us throughout the spring.
Coach, what are you? The guy that Cliff talked a lot about taking a jump. Can you speak to what he did as far as really just in the offseason, as far as what led to that?
He was one of the few guys that had opportunity to play summer baseball. So I think that getting out there, and we wanted him to just focus on pitching only, has allowed him to kind of just channel his inner drive to grow as a pitcher. So I think he's done a good job in the weight room. He's really matured in our in our eyes, in the essence of just understanding the importance of, the weight training, the playing catch at a high level, his bullpen preparation, everything he's done has been really at a high level we would like. So he's shown that. So now we're just watching him. And then all of a sudden he started this fall. We're like, wow, it's coming around. The velocity started increasing, changed a couple of things. Coach Knight, myself, with his couple of his grips and certain pitches. And we're seeing some potential there. Now it's just a matter of him just trusting in the work. And like I said, he showed a lot of potential this fall. And with that, we're like, okay, we don't want him to do more. We just want him to be himself and take that same approach that he had in fall to spring and just trust in all the hard work he's put in. He's done a great job. Like I said, this pitches come around and he's attacking the zone. As you know, sometimes freshmen, they come in wanting to do too much. And I think last year he was trying to do too much, trying to hit, trying to pitch. And I think it overwhelmed him a little bit, where that next year he's a little more mature and understanding what he needs to focus on. And he's putting in the work at a high level. And I think that's just a byproduct of hard work. Putting in the hard work, good things usually lie ahead. And so we're excited to see what he can do for us this spring. He's put himself in a good position. He's got to keep, staying positive and keep working, give himself the opportunity. But he's someone that's made good strides so far.
As a pitching coach, and I guess you can be as honest as you maybe want, but what was your first thought when you heard the 4-game weekend series thing?
Like, fine, let's go, bring it on. Like I said, we trust our guys. We believe in our guys. They all work hard. And if that's the case, it's just to get us out in the field. I mean, it's 4 games or 5 games, whatever, right? We're going to do everything we can to get out there to compete. We want to get our guys out there. And that's the thing that we have a lot of faith in. And again, you have to stay healthy and guys got to step up and show consistency. But we have a lot of faith in our pitchers to go out there and compete at a high level. Again, they understand what lies ahead. So game planning, we'll do what we can to give them the best opportunity to compete. But I think with the depth that we have, like I said, guys are going to be hopefully chomping at the bit to want to get out there and, hey, I want to pitch as much as I can, coach. And that's with, them doing the recovery and staying on top of their health and all the stuff that we need to monitor. But yeah, we're fine. Like I said, 4 games, whatever it takes. We're excited to be out there in spring to compete.
Is that kind of a follow-up to that and a serious note of for you and teams in the American, is there any thought or that could help you for regionals, postseason, it almost might have a conference tournament or playing 4 games in 3 days. I mean, that you run into that in the postseason a lot in baseball. Do you think that can help teams in this league, potentially maybe when you get to regionals, super regional, that type thing?
Yeah, I can see that totally helping you. Like I said, it challenges your depth. So guys are going to step up and then you start seeing who can do what. So the more the guys can get out there and compete and the experience they can garnish, it's just going to help them down the road. As you know, it's some of those guys that maybe don't get the ball as much, but they still work hard and they keep on doing what you're asking and doing. All of a sudden their name gets called and they're ready to go. So with the opportunity for us to play 4 games, like I said, it's going to challenge the pitching depth, but in essence, it's also going to help us, we feel, down the road. Because like I said, you're going to tap into some guys maybe that you didn't have. Because like I said, maybe someone's struggling or unfortunately if someone got hurt, then we have to go to the next guy. But yeah, I think down the road, this is stuff we're going to take the positive out of it and go, okay, well, that allows us to know to come with our best game plan when we get to the regionals and the postseason. So yeah, I think it's a huge positive for everyone really, but for us, we're excited.
Okay, are there any other questions for Coach Dietrich? Okay, Coach, thank you for your time.
Well, thank you guys. Good to see you guys.